all praises, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings. Honors to you, brothers out there, pushing this word in truth and sincerity. Okay, so look, this is what I have here for this lesson. I want to go into some of the atrocities, that the so-called white man has performed and enacted on our people. And this is why we say that he's going into slavery. This is why we say that he's going to be judged heavily, okay, to the point of extinction, all right, after he serves his 1,000-year sentence, just as we had to serve our sentence. And the proof is in the pudding of what the so-called white man has done unto us. So here's an article from history.com, okay, and this is actual history. It's not something that we just fabricated out of our vain imagination. This is actual secular history, something that has happened, okay, and you so-called white people are the perpetrators, okay. You're found guilty, and now the sentence is being pretty much, the sentence is coming down, and then from the sentence you're going to be judged very soon. So this is the article off history.com. It says the father of modern gynecology performed shocking experiments on slaves. Now, you can go into the article. I'll put the article in the description box. I'm not going to read the whole article, okay? You can read the article for yourself, but I'm gonna just go through and just skim through some of the points here in the article, and then just and marry them with the scriptures. Pretty much, you so-called white people are being you're being exposed for the damn devil that you are, okay? All of you, all right? You'll say, oh, what have I done? What have I done? Well, the scriptures say, prepare slaughter for the iniquity of their fathers, okay? The iniquity of your fathers are you, because you come back every third and fourth generation, because it's reincarnation. Ultimately, we were judged as a nation. The whole nation of Israel went into captivity, and we were all judged, okay, because we are the Israelites. So the whole nation of Edom have to be brought into captivity. And the Lord, he hates you, by the way, okay? So, your brothers say, oh, I hate Edomites. Well, the Lord hates you, okay? Yahweh Shema Shai, the one who created you, he hates you. He created you to destroy you, okay? And we're seeing the destruction of your whole society as we speak. So here's part of the article. It says, James Marion Sims developed pioneering tools and surgical techniques related to women's reproductive health, and is credited as the father of modern gynecology. Now, when you go into the medical field and all these so-called advanced medical techniques, advanced medical surgeries, okay, advancements in medical technology, you're going to come to find out that the way that the so-called white man was able to get on this level of technology as far as the medical aspect is involved, knowing what the different systems, how they operate in the body, knowing how to do certain bypass surgeries, okay, how to take out your gallbladder, okay, certain things that are necessary for you to survive in your body. He did that because he experimented on the Israelite, man, woman, and child, okay? That's where the history goes back to. Just like insurance companies, they go back into what? Insuring slaves during the time of slavery. Okay, so the so-called white man, he had everything that he has created all goes back to a so-called Black, Hispanic, or Native American, whether it be because he just stole the ideas or the patents, or he actually used us as test subjects to further his agenda. The 19th century physician has been lionized with a status in New York, South Carolina, and Pennsylvania. All right, so this devil, the father of modern gynecology, okay, he has statues put up. I think they took down one of the statues in New York, but furthermore, there's statues there, okay, symbolizing, okay, a monument, which a statue is nothing but a monument to remember him and put him in high regards. The second paragraph says, but because Sims' research was conducted on enslaved black women, okay, without anesthesia, medical ethicists, as historians and others have called for monuments to be removed and for them to be reconfigured as tributes to enslaved women known to have endured his experiments. So it's all you black women that go to all these doctors, which you shouldn't be going to none of these damn doctors. Okay, the word doctor means to falsify. And you know what? This is what I'm gonna do, because you have these different doctors that practice. They call it practicing medicine. Okay, and let's look at the word medicine. Okay, all right. So the word medicine, it says, just in the Google, you can Google this. All see, what you gotta understand, what you gotta do is you gotta fact check everything. You gotta fact check everything, and you gotta be convinced in your own mind. You gotta do your own research. Okay, just don't watch videos and don't do your own research. The word medicine, when you look at the word medicine, you got all these great doctors. He practices medicine. He's held in high regard in this society. A doctor, the science or practice of diagnosis, treatment, and prevention of disease. Okay, so pretty much when you practice medicine, you're not looking to cure this person from their ailment. You're looking to diagnose and treat, okay, and prevention by using preventative medicines, which do nothing but mask the symptoms. Okay, that's all the so-called white man does. He just puts a band-aid over it, which he knows that through the herbs, which that's the true medicine of the earth, according to the scriptures. That's how you're healed, all right, through prayer. Okay, so let me go down. Sims, who practiced medicine at a time when treating women was considered distasteful, or hold on, yeah, and rarely done, invented the vaginal speculum, a tool used for dilation and examination. Why you women go to the gynecologist, your gyno, all right, which usually is a creepy Edomite, creepy so-called white man. You allow him to stick up things in your vagina, okay, not knowing that this goes all the way back to when he was doing that without anesthesia, cutting your ass open, okay. He also pioneered a surgical technique to repair a vesicovaginal fistula. I believe fistula. I believe that word it means muscle. A common. Let me just check it just to be sure. I'm not. Oh, sir. It doesn't go directly into it, but further, let's just go back. Doesn't matter. A common 19th century complication of childbirth, in which a tear between the uterus and a bladder causes constant pain and urine leakage. Sims' defenders say Southern-born slaveholders was simply a man of his time for whom the end justified the means. So yeah, basically, pretty much they're trying to justify him, saying, "Hey, look, he was a slave. He's a slave owner. You know, he was in those times where it was having slaves was practiced, and basically by him practicing on these slaves, look what the medical advances that we have now. Look how much technology we have now in order to treat women that have these certain things that are going wrong with them. Pretty much, oh, it justified. This is how the devil. This is how the devil thinks. Okay, you so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans that believe in the so-called white man. Well, furthermore, the Most High, He created the white man to put hell upon us, all right, and then to judge him. All right, He did not create him to be upright. He created him to be wicked, and to actually put people in slavery and then to experiment on them without anesthesia under their against their will. All right, how can I not? How could you say that this man has changed, or how could you say that he needs to be saved? It says, and the enslaved women with fistulas were likely to have wanted the experiment, were likely to have wanted the treatment badly enough that they would have agreed to take part in his experiment. They ain't agree. They're slaves, okay? You see, even within exposing Esau, exposing himself, he always try to diminish the fact, or try to take light, make light of the times, and make light of what really happened, or like the slaves, they wanted this surgery to happen. Okay, look at this damn devil. Look at him. You look like a devil, man, like your next door neighbor devil. Okay, that smiles in your face. Okay, but history hasn't recorded their voices and constant from their owners who had a strong financial interest in their recovery was the only legal requirement of this time of the time. Yeah, so they would pretty much have their slaves go through these experiments because a slave during that time was a commodity that brought you money. Okay, having a slave is money, just like having an employee, which pretty much goes into the word servant or slave. An employee or a slave will go and do work for you, and you will get an increase off the work that their labor. So it was very important for the upkeep of the slaves because that was money. Okay, let me. I want to kind of get to some of the points. Give me a second. Let me read up here. It says, like most doctors in the 19th century, Sims originally had little interest in treating female patients and no specific gynecological training. Indeed, examining and treating female organs was widely considered offensive and unsavory. But his interest in treating women changed when he was asked to help a patient who had fallen off a horse and was suffered from pelvic and back pain. All right, like he's like a nice guy. Uh, let me go down. From his examination, Sims could see that the patient had a vesicovaginal fistula, which no known cure for this ailment. Sims began experimenting in 1945 with surgical techniques to treat fistulas. If the patient's master provided clothing and paid taxes, Sims effectively took ownership of the woman until their treatment was complete. And he was doing all type of sick things too. That's how you so-called white people get down. All right, you're sick by nature. You're vile. Okay. He later reflected in his autobiography, "The Story of My Life," on the advantages he found to working on people that were essentially his property. You see that? He's like, man, I got slaves. That's an advantage. There was never a time that I could not at any day have had a subject for operation. Let me read that again. There was never a time that I could not at any day have had a subject for operation. That's right, because let me read it. According to Sim, this was the most memorable time of his life. All right, so hey man, this dude was having a good ass time. This damn devil. All right, Sim, right here, because he's like, look, I can experiment, and I have a steady flow of slaves that can't tell me no. I'll just lock them up, chain them up. Okay. I want to get to. Let me see something because I read in this article. Okay, here. Let me get down there. Uh, let me come up here, and then I'm gonna finish this, and then I'm gonna get to some scriptures. For a long time, Sims' fistula surgeries were not successful. Okay, after 30 operations on one woman, a 17-year-old enslaved woman named Anarcha, who had a very traumatic labor and delivery, he finally perfected his method after 4 years of experimentation. All right, so he was experimenting on black women. All right, young black women. All right, just cutting them open, doing whatever hell he wanted to. Afterward, he began to practice on white women using anesthesia, which was new to the medical field at this time. You see that because uh, he was experimenting on. He was experimenting. Oh, you know what? Let me come up here, Slakia. Let me come up here. Sims wrote that the women had clamored for the operations to relieve their discomfort, but whether they consented or not was never captured in any historical records. He's a damn liar. As Brittina Jude, assistant professor of gender, Women and Sexuality Studies at the University of Washington points out consent isn't always about whether you can say yes, it's also whether you can say no. Today, we know there are names of female fistula patients from Sims' own records: Lucy, Anarcha, and Betsy. The first one he operated on was 18-year-old Lucy, who had given birth a few months prior and had been able to control her bladder. Hadn't been able to control her bladder since. During the procedures, patients were completely naked and asked to perch on their knees and bend forward onto their elbows so their heads rested on their hands, which you black women do that to this day for free. All right, you get undressed, or you get undressed in front of the so-called white man, get on all fours, and you let him have his way with you, okay, and his friends. You ghetto gaggers, okay. The Lord's going to destroy you, okay. Lucy endured a hour-long surgery, screaming and crying out in pain, as nearly a dozen other doctors watched, okay, and that's how you Edomites get down. As Sims later wrote, Lucy's agony was extreme. She became extremely ill due to his controversial use of a sponge to drain the urine away from the bladder, which led to her to contract blood poisoning. I thought she was going to die. It took Lucy 2 or 3 months to recover entirely from the effects of the operation, he wrote. Okay? It says, let me come down here. While some doctors didn't trust anesthesia, Sims' decision to not use it or any other numbing techniques. You see, so when he was operating on you black women, all right, he didn't use any numbing techniques, meaning you felt all the pain, man. When he cut you open, you felt that. Okay, when he was ripping things apart, all right, was based on his misguided belief that black people didn't experience pain like white people did. Okay, it's a notion that persists today, according to a study conducted at the University of Virginia and published in the April 4th, 2016 proceeding of the National Academy of Science. All right, he's going to experiment on slave children, just going to more of the history. So this is exactly what you so-called white people did. So this is Obadiah 10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. Okay, you see that? So the violence that you have done towards us, because you Edomites, you so-called white people, okay, like this devil Sims, James Sims, all right, Esau, he was the actual brother of Jacob. Okay, he came out first. He was the actual brother of Jacob, but how the story played out, Esau, he sold his birthright. Okay, he cried like the hoe that he is. All right, because he didn't find any benefit, okay, in serving the Lord. He didn't find any benefit in trusting in the Lord, and he sold his birthright. What's the birthright? Was to have your mother's sons in slavery, have dominion over the planet Earth. Okay, the Most High to pretty much be your power. Okay, and then you got that stolen, and ever since then you've been in a perpetual hatred towards your brother Jacob. All right, so this is the story. You have the protagonist, okay, which is Jacob, you Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans, and you have the antagonist in the story, which is you damn devils, you Edomites, this red devil, okay, because you're not white. That's why we call you so-called white, because your skin actually shows your blood shows forth through your skin, all right, in a translucent way, which pretty much gives you like a red or a red type tint to yourself, okay, and you're pale because there's no pigment. You have a lack of pigmentation, which you will call melanin. Okay, so in Obadiah, this is a prophecy. Okay, because when you go up top, it says verse 1. It says the vision of Obadiah, thus said the Lord power concerning Edom. In Edom, okay, Edom are you Edomites? Okay, we have heard a rumor from the Lord, an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye and let us rise up against her in battle. And that's why all these different nations are coming up against you, like the South Africans, and more nations are going to start coming up against you, you Edomites, because look what you have done, and you have put more hell upon us than you have done any other nation. Okay, so just because of that, you touch the apple of the Lord's eyes, you have to be judged. You were experimenting on black women. All right, you were experimenting on black. When you go more into the history, I'm not gonna go in depth into the history of it. I read the articles. This is just one article. There's many other articles. There's many other documentation to prove that you so-called white people are unjust, and that you're wicked and you're perverse, and all you want is blood. Okay, that's the only thing that's on your mind is blood. Okay, since the only thing that's on your mind is blood, this is what the Lord has to say to you. This is Ezekiel 35 and 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and one of those definitions when you look into the word perpetual, okay, it means ancient. Okay, so you have that ancient hatred all the way going back into Jacob and Esau, all the way going back into Cain and Abel, all the way going back into the serpent and Eve. Okay, it's all transgenerational, meaning across generations, because everything is reincarnated. Okay, and has shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity. Yeah, in the time of our calamity is when you took us over. Okay, when you had us in captivity. All right, the Lord, He allowed you to take us, all right, from our borders, from all the lands that we were occupying, and you brought us over here into a strange land, which was all documented in the book of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. That was part of the curses that were going to pursue us if we went against our power. Okay, but since you have that perpetual hatred, which the word perpetual again means ancient and also means without end. Okay, and you shed our blood by the force of the sword, and part of that was you did experiments on us. Okay, it says in the time that their iniquity had an end. Okay, so in the time that our iniquity had an end, you went harder on us. Okay, therefore, as I live, said the Lord power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee, since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. So that's right. So you Edomites, okay, which you Edomites are descended from your father Esau. Okay, and let me bring ESAU. Let me Genesis 30, if I'm not mistaken. You Edomites, Esau is a father of the Edomites. Okay, this is Genesis 36 and 8. Thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir. Esau is Edom. When you go into the book of Ezekiel, the book that I just read, Ezekiel 35, it says prophesy against Mount Seir, meaning Mount Seir is a people before it's a place, just like Israel is a people before it's a place. It says Esau is Edom, and these are the generations of Esau, the father of the Edomites in Mount Seir. So everybody has a descendant, has a forefather. Okay, our forefather was Jacob, later name changed to Israel, Yashala, which we are the descendants, of our forefathers from whatever tribe we're from. Okay, certain brothers are from different tribes, but we all go back into that same forefather, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Okay, you are a descendant of Abraham, Isaac, and Esau. Okay, and Esau was the wicked twin brother of Jacob, and these are some of the things that you were doing, man. The so-called gynecologist, when you go and you become a gynecologist, you're reverencing guys like this. Okay, your boy Sims, you're reverencing James Marin Sims, because he was pretty much the forefather of modern gynecology, which he had all these so-called feats of technical surgical techniques, okay, that were passed down to other Edomites, okay, to perfect all off the backs of our people, man. So since you have not hated that, since you not have hated blood, since you have not treated us the right way, we are going to do the same thing unto you. And me personally, I'm just speaking for me personally. I want to experiment on. I want to experiment on Edomites. I think about that all the time. I want to open up. I want to open you up. And I just want to just tinker with things, man. Move things certain places, and there's going to be no anesthesia. All right, because the scriptures say do unto her double, man. Okay, since so we're gonna do to double. We're gonna do double to you what you have done to us. Okay, this is Romans 13:10. Love worketh no ill to his neighbor, therefore love is the fulfilling of the law. And you like to call us your neighbor, you like to call us your brother, but you don't. Would if you had a brother, would you literally open up your brother and experiment on him, or having him in captivity, have chains on him, and then have you have people watch him, okay, watch you experiment, cut him open with these different surgical knives and clamps, okay, and then document it, and laugh and say this was the best time of your life, okay. So you so-called white, every last one of you, are going to go into captivity. Okay, none of you going to escape this destruction. None of you going to escape this enslavement. Okay, because your whole what I want to say, your whole, I would just say your whole kingdom. Okay, the way that you live, your doctrine, your wine is being exposed by the prophets of the Lord. We're exposing you via the spirit of the Lord, via the internet, which is the unicorn. Okay, because the spirit of the Lord, he opened up our minds to show us all this, because 2/3 of our people, even if you show them this, there's a switch that's not going to be able to be turned on to put two to two together, to be able to put these prophecies together and to understand who these people are and why did all these things happen. The scriptures say that the Lord, he has declared the end from the beginning. Okay, so he has declared all these things, and then he has showed his secrets, his dark sins, his parables. Okay, and able to give us the ability to understand these things and to put two to two together. Okay, which is the truth. When you put two to two together, meaning 2 + 2 is 4, you're basically saying truth. Okay, a moth. So you want to, so you say, okay, love, or we love you now. Where's all the love? You don't show no love. Okay, this is Habakkuk 2:16. Thou art filled with shame for glory. All right, this is a shameful thing for all these things to be brought up in your face. Okay, because you don't even have a comeback. You literally don't even have a comeback to diminish the fact that you did all these things. All you can say is, "Oh, I didn't do it. Me personally, I didn't do it." Well, the scriptures say otherwise. Okay, you still have to go into captivity. You still have to taste that cup, because you're not a righteous people. You're not trying to fight for so-called Black and Hispanic and Native American rights. All right, that white silence when the so-called black man gets shot down the street. You get on the comment board, you say good for him, man. You say good for him, or he should have went to college, or another one down, or less government assistance. Okay, you make mockery of these things. So all these things are now being presented in front of your face, and now you have to consider them. Okay, we're making you consider these things. Okay, at one point you will just brush it off, like, oh no, this is not happening. But now the writing's on the wall. Now you're starting to see, like, damn, these crazy black men and Hispanic men and Native American, they yelling. This might come to pass. Nah, it is gonna come to pass, man. We know that 100%. Drink thou also. That, what is that drink? That drink is talking about that captivity, talking about that judgment. Just as we had a drink of that cup, which represents that trembling, you want the drink of that cup represent that trembling, because our glory was uncovered. Our shame was brought out and spread before all the nations. We're still in that state right now. Black and Hispanic culture, which is nothing but destructive behavior, which is nothing but buffoonery. okay, which is nothing but folly, okay, wickedness ultimately, okay, that's being laid before the whole eyes of the whole world, and that's why there's all these proverbs and bywords on our people. That's why our people are still stuck in the current state and that they are in. And you know what? That's the way that it's going to be. 2/3 are going to be destroyed. 1/3 are going to come back, the remnant. And let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto thee. And the Lord's right hand is Yahweh Shai, because he's gonna come back and he gonna get you, damn devils, man. Okay, he gonna get you, and he gonna have his men. That's gonna he gonna be squad up. Okay, which he don't him himself he can come and do it, but he's gonna allow us to take part in the destruction of you damn Edomites, because you did all these terrible atrocities to us as a people, and you continue to do them. But now the Lord, he's putting them curses on you, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory, because at one point nobody was bringing any of these things up, and if they did, you were able to silence them. Okay, you were able to kill them. Okay, you were able to pay them off. Okay, you were able to tuck this information in these libraries somewhere. Well, all these things, everything's being laid out in front of the whole world to see. Okay, all these videos that are being made through the Spirit of the Lord, exposing you Edomites. Okay, are exposing the way that you run things, exposing all your history. All right, because there's vast amount of history of you Edomites, you so-called white people, and and they have all one thing in common. Okay, wickedness. They have all one thing in common: death. Okay, massive amounts of death, massive amount of unrighteousness, things that you try to push in the world and try to say, oh, we for human rights, or women's rights, okay, guns rights, oh, okay, we need to stop poverty, okay. You try to come down on these other nations, tell them that they're violating human rights. Well, you're the true violator of human rights, man. You're not even a human, because the word human means colored person. The word hue, and you Edomites don't even. I talk to Edomites, they don't even know nothing. See, man, we need some elites. Okay, you elites, you need to start coming up, man. Okay, because we can't even really have a conversation with your low level brethren. We need to have some high level scholars come up, man. Where's all these high level scholars at? Where are these biblical scholars, or scholars in history? All right, because the same thing's going to happen. All right, your track record is going to be placed right in front of you, and you're going to mumble and stumble. You're going to have to come to the point to where you just say, look, I'm the devil, deal with it. That's really the only thing that you can say. Okay, it says, the cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory. So the glory of kingdoms, the glory of the Chaldees, Babylon, which this is Babylon, by the way, and you are the modern day Babylonians, and the elites are the modern day Chaldeans. Okay, your glory now, because this kingdom, or queendoms, or queendom, which is a better word to say, this queendom, okay, that was so glorious and marvelous and decked in the scarlet covered robes, and set upon all the other nations, and ruled all the other nations with vigor and might, okay, and power. It's crumbling right before your eyes, and you Edomites are diminishing. Edomites, you're on these opioids. Okay, you're the face of being a drug addict. I mean, literally everywhere I go, man. Every time I see an Edomite, he's on drugs. He's on drugs, man. He's totally on the white woman. She's a chocoholic on drugs. Okay, she wants to do away with you, Edomite. She don't even want to be Edomite no more. She wants to breed so-called black men's kids. Okay, so-called Hispanic men's kids. Okay, because she's seeing that you're nothing but the damn devil. Okay, so yeah, this dude right here, he's back today. Okay, all right, he's back today because everything's reincarnated. He gonna get his judgment. He gonna be one of them dudes that's gonna get totally just experimented on in the kingdom of heaven. Okay, he gonna get his skin peeled out. Okay, he gonna pluck his eyes out, open up shit. I can't even tell you what's gonna happen, because I don't even have that type of imagination to do it. But the Lord, he said he's gonna put his anger on us. So just think how the Lord, he was angry at us, and he allows you devils to do that to us. Okay, Just think what he's going to allow us to do to you in righteousness. Okay, think about that. All right, go to sleep on that. All praises, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to you, Akim, out there pushing his word and true sincerity. We shall soon get our revenge on you damn devils when the time is right, and the time is rapidly approaching. So, hey, like the scriptures say, rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom. Okay, uh, devils like this, and man, when I see a devil, man, man, the Lord knows, man. The Lord knows. The Lord knows. Okay. All right. So with that, I want to say shalom.